Alright, here we are with Hugh Brown, and we're going to do an interview with him about the subject of doctors. And what do you think of today's modern doctors and
Well,
their methods?
I try not to go to a doctor any more than I have to, but sometimes you have to. You know, it's the last choice. I have to go. I try to take good care of myself. Sometimes you absolutely have to go. And recently I went to have a colonoscopy, and I think you call it endoscopy, to check out endoscopy, where you check out to see if you have any tumors or suspicious looking areas that might be precancerous or cancerous. And so I did that. I went down, and before I did it, with my insurance coverage, I called in to see if I would be covered 100% or how much I'd have to pay in, because you never know. And they told me that if they worded it a certain way, as being a normal procedure or something along those lines, and if it was an outpatient thing, and if I used the doctors that were on my medical plan, that it would be 100% coverage. But the problem I found out was I called the insurance company naturally, and they said yes, it would be covered 100%.
Okay.
And then the medical office where I had the operation done sent the report in wrong. They said that it was a diagnostic operation, and it wasn't just a normal or whatever they call it. And of course they billed me $403. And so I called the insurance company. I said, you know, how did they word this thing? Did they word it as normal? And they said, no, they didn't word it as normal. So I had to call the doctor and said, you guys didn't send it in, you didn't word it right. You worded it as diagnostical, and they are charging me for the full amount. You need to resubmit it. So then I had them resubmit the thing. And then I called up and said, well, did the doctor send in or resubmit the surgery sheets to you as to what they've done? And they said, yes, but it's under review. So they said that they would have to review it for a week or 10 days before they would know what it was determined. Well, they had already told me earlier that everything would be okay and that it would be covered. So now the problem is, I'm thinking that it better be normal, because I went ahead and after they told me over the phone that it was just standard procedure, that everything would be covered, and then I get billed for $403. So now I have a letter at the house, and it might be on that very thing. But if they try to charge me, then I'm going to call Home Depot and talk to somebody higher up on the board or something, say, hey, look, they told me I wouldn't be charged, and now they're trying to charge me. So this, I should be okay with that, I hope, anyway. But the next thing was when I had the blood or the veins in my leg were swelling up in one area, especially concentrated. It looked like varicose veins. And when I would work out, they would swell and they would hurt a little bit. So I said, I'm going to have this go checked out, see if something could be done. And I went into the doctor's office, and they looked at me, and the doctor right away said, you don't have varicose veins. What you have blood leaking. You have leaking blood. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, your veins, they're blue because they're carrying the blood back to the heart. And they're depleted of oxygen, and That's why they look blue, as opposed to the veins and the arteries, which are red because that's the fresh blood leaving the heart with all the oxygen and everything in it. He said, but what's happening is that your blood in your veins are going up to the heart, and the valves are giving way, and the blood's flowing back in the opposite direction. He says, this needs to be corrected. It's a simple procedure. We can do it in the office. We just, first of all, have to do an ultrasound on you. When we do the ultrasound, we'll find out, where the leak is, and then we can determine, how to operate on you, where to go in. And again, I called the insurance company and told them about this operation, and the nurse said, well, if it's one of our doctors that are on our scheduled list, and if it's an outpatient type of deal, then you won't be charged anything for it. And this time I said, well, you mean nothing at all? I said, I won't even be charged a deductible? She says, no, you won't be charged a deductible. But there is one thing, you'll be charged a $30 office visit. I said, oh, that's no problem.